With Irish Joe. It's a poison. That doesn't help the stress level. No, don't do it. Get a grip. This stupid video I just showed you. I almost stroked out and died over it. You're watching a different show. You donkey. You ain't a captain of nothing but a sinking ship. Don't do this to me, Harry. The Ohio State. It's Ohio State. What do you mean, the? 312-988-15.
Hello?
You tell Johnny all you've heard and seen. Sometimes it's good to just yell about football. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Welcome in. Welcome back, folks. We are about to embark on the most critical two-game stretch of Notre Dame football as we sit with what we have behind us and in front of us. This two-game window Notre Dame is about to embark on is probably going to determine whether the remaining handful of games after the bye really matter a lot, or if you're running out the clock and getting a lot of experience for younger guys and whatever you're going to do for next year. So we're about to hit it. You got to have it. You got to go 2-0. You got to beat NC State, and you got to get ready for USC, whether they're flying high after a big home victory over Michigan or they're all downtrodden and sad over getting beat in their own building by Michigan. Either way, I need Notre Dame to go 2-0 in this stretch. I'm obsessed with it. It's so clear what's in front of you, and you have that off week after USC. If you get these 2 wins, you could take a deep breath. You could get a little healthier, and you look at that final stretch of games in which Notre Dame's going to put up a lot of points. Looking at who it's against, Notre Dame's going to put up a lot of points. So it is a 2-game season, and we're about to embark on it. And the NC State game is really interesting. It's a really interesting matchup and ball game. Kind of a dangerous offense with a dangerous quarterback that's underappreciated and underrated, I think. Probably because he's at NC State, quite frankly. Dangerous offense, horrible defense. And so that's just another interesting dynamic with where Notre Dame's at with the developing defense that you kind of want to get behind and believe in, but you're not fully sold yet because you got that scar tissue that I wish you saw from the first 2.5 games. And you got to do more than this to make people forget about it, but you kind of have one foot in that you're like feeling better about the defense. Keep it up against these two teams. Keep it up against these two teams. People have been asking, oh, John, are you starting to believe in the defense a little bit more, whatever? Why don't you talk to me on the post-game show after USC, and I'll have a good answer for you. Talk to me on the post-game show after USC, and then I'll give you my answer if I'm buying back in on the defense or not. Okay, so that's kind of where I'm at with all this. And it is such a critical stretch. And I wish Notre Dame didn't put itself in a position where it doesn't control its own destiny, but that's where you're at, and you got to win out. So this is going to be interesting. Got to have it. Want to have it. Got to have it, man. Got to have it. I haven't seen a lot of fire ash takes lately, Andrew. Yeah, the Flames have gone down a little bit. You give up a 50 spot to USC, and it's a 5-alarm fire again. So it's just, yeah, I'm sorry. You want to kind of believe based on what you've seen the last couple of games, but man, I'm still nervous about it. So welcome in, welcome back. I got a bunch of callers already. So let me get through the introduction. I'll do a couple chats. I'm going to shut up and we'll give it to the callers early. There's a bunch of them. So let's do this. As always, thanks for being here. You can find a program on YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps Yanni. Notifications on that way you don't miss nothing. Twitter, search bar, Always Irish, Always Irish Inc. Emails, alwaysirishnd@gmail.com. Audio only. Anywhere you want it, you can get it. If you don't want to see my face, nobody blames you for that one, folks. Go to the audio only, anywhere you get your podcast. Call in lines. You know what it is. 312-988-15. You dialed up. Tell Yanni Boy all you've heard and seen. ND on SI got an article for you every single day of your Notre Dame life. In the season, in the off season, it doesn't matter. I got something for you every single day. You got a new article to read. Patreon.com/alwaysirish. Link in the description. Great team over there. We're ramping up. We're looking for a big finish here. And it's amazing to think the season's half over. The summer drags by and you feel like you're never going to get football again. And then the season starts and you blink and you're halfway through. So it's amazing to think that you're halfway through. And you need a big finish here. And it's a 2-game season to get to that bye. And then you worry about how you're going to defend Navy and whatever. But like the ramp on the backside after this break is favorable for Notre Dame. But only if you win these two. Only if you win these two. So that's kind of where I'm at with this. And so let's get into this first. I'm just going to throw it out there. It is my birthday, 10/10. It is my birthday. And what I've always done is every other year when we catch USC at home, it's usually that second weekend in October that lines up with my birthday week. And I say the same thing every time. I don't need nothing but my birthday, but beat these guys. I don't need toys. I don't need nothing. I don't. Just beat USC. That's it. So now I'm getting a little greedy where the schedule's a little off and USC doesn't line up in my birthday week this time. I'm getting greedy. I want 2 wins, damn it. I want both. Give me both. So in my old age and receding hairline, I'm a man. I'm 41. I just want win these 2 games, get us to that break, and we recalibrate for this final back end run. Okay. So, I'm 41. I don't need a lot of birthday stuff and, whatever. It's a matter of, I need you to win these 2 games. Can you just give a brother that for your birthday? Hook a brother up, win these 2 football games, man. And then you watch chaos happen around the country. Let the Big Ten and the SEC beat each other up, whatever. And you're sitting there, just check off wins and keep it moving, baby. That's what I need. But real tricky, interesting matchup with NC State. Quarterback that's dangerous, defense that's terrible. That's pretty much where it is. Jack Sullivan and I did the breakdown. He does the opposition research. We did the breakdown on Patreon last night that's posted this morning, where Jack digs into all the games of the opposition, and we break it down on Patreon where they're at. That's kind of the conclusion. Dangerous quarterbacks, some dangerous weapons, decent offense, and a bad defense. And so it's going to be really interesting. CNEP says the defense going to keep a roll. I certainly hope so. Oh my gosh, I certainly hope so. So that's kind of where we're at today. So let's do a couple chats and then we'll go right to the calls. I'll give it to you guys and we'll see how this goes. Mikey, I'm open ND's offense can find success without the need to run our backs 40 times. I think it's important to have them fresh for USC. Let CJ spin it. Game flow, man. How good is the Notre Dame defense going to play? How good really is their offense? Because there is an argument that you would want to establish to run and eat up some clock if you really had a fear and you wanted to keep their offense off the field. Then there's an argument to try and run the ball on them and eat up some clock. Pick your spots with CJ to be able to hit it deep. So I don't know. Let's see what Denbrock does. I don't know whether he's going to try and do that against a porous NC State defense that has trouble defending everything. I don't know if you're going to do that or you're like, hey, I think they could be exposed on the back end. We're going to let CJ open it up here and we're going to try and jump these guys' bones early. I don't know what you're going to get as far as the game plan there. And so I said this before. I'll say it again. I'll always say it. When middle or lower tier teams come into Notre Dame Stadium or the perceived middle tier or lower tier, unranked teams, whatever you want to qualify it as, the one thing Notre Dame can't do is allow hope. Allow hope to these teams in your building. What I mean by that is it's halfway through the second quarter and it's 7-6 and there's no energy in the crowd because everybody's moaning and groaning because you should be winning by more. It's 7-6, it's 10-7, and it's like you're a 22.5 favorite or whatever, but it's a 1-point game halfway to halftime. No, the longer you give these teams hope, the more likely it is something stupid happens. So it would be really nice one of these times for Notre Dame to get off to a hot start in one of these type of games, pile it on somebody early, seize control of the football game. That's what I'm looking for. Jay Carr. Rip Sister Jean from Loyola, 106 years old. What a ride, man. What a life. What a religious, spiritual journey in life. 106 years old. Can you just imagine? I could just see me at 106 years old, a skeleton in here yelling about football. Back in my day, 106. God bless her. She was throwing out first pitches at Cubs and Sox games not that long ago. Awesome. Mark, if you want the stream shut down again, pass me the aux. It's not your fault, Mark. It's not your fault. We both did our due diligence and it wasn't enough. Not your fault. You're just trying to be helpful. Tex ND, best name for the love price combo. I have to go with the twin turbo. I got to tell you guys, I really want them to go as the Step Brothers for Halloween. I want them to go as the Step Brothers for Halloween. I just think it'd be great. Jay Carr. I just know John kept checking that Cubs score every inning or so and was sick to his stomach. Yeah, hey, they came back. I thought they were on a quick out here, going down 2-0, and they're fighting back. And all you get. Baseball's weird, man. You just got to get in the field, and if you just get hot at the right time, it doesn't matter. You could be a wild card team, run it all the way. It's just like football. You feel like the cream usually rises to the top. Baseball, you could get in on that last wild card, get on a heater, get good pitching, get clutch hitting, and you're in it to win it. So we're going to see. Now, the interesting thing is it's messing everybody's lives up that final Cubs game in the series is Saturday when it's like right in the middle of a USC Michigan, I think. So it's like that ain't getting much attention. Not for me anyways. Oh, this is so unexciting, Tex ND. Johnny, what's your workout playlist? You hip hop or metal? I'm not a metal guy. Do I look like a metal guy? I'm the least metal guy there is, bro. College football podcasts. You never have to hit a button. You don't not like this song and fast forward to another one or whatever. I put on like a national college football podcast and then let it run and work out. It's really boring. Usually not music, but it's a good chance to catch up on everything else going on while I'm doing something productive. Just ND, I think she's got the day off work. $10 holler. Yo, Johnny, I want to talk to you on the line. You're coming up. We got to catch up. I've been living in North Carolina exactly 1 year this week. I can tell you the ND hate is real here. So many dirty looks when sporting my ND gear. Are you guys reading all of that North Carolina drama with Belichick? And behind the scenes, what a nightmare it is. And they got like guys committing recruiting violations. The staff's complaining they couldn't get in touch with Belichick on an off week on the bye to go over stuff. Half of the staff is like his friends and family, and it's apparently totally disorganized. There's all these leaks coming out about how dysfunctional the program is and how disorganized everything is. He gave a lot of those jobs to his family and friends, and they're not qualified to organize their position groups and do stuff. It's going very, very bad. And I go back to this, you guys. There was never 1 second where I thought Bill Belichick was a good fit for the college game. There's never been 1 second where the way he operates and his personality overlaps with the college game whatsoever. You can't do the I look miserable all the time, a hoodie thing. I'm always look pissed off. That's not the college game, man. When you're trying to recruit and you're dealing, it's not the vibe. It's not the vibe. And it also offends me that his 24-year-old little girlfriend's out there on the field and everything. I said it before. I would lose my mind if Freeman's wife was running around in her knee-high boots all over the field before the game. Inappropriate. So it's going horrible there, and I don't know how it's going to end. they put out a joint statement after these rumors leaked of Belichick being like, yeah, I'm committed to this. And then the AD was like, yeah, we're committed to this. Doesn't really feel like they're committed to this. It's going terrible. But I'm sorry. I never saw him as a college fit whatsoever, having the patience to recruit and deal with all of that. I don't see that in this guy. And I know guys like this are uber competitive, but man, why are you even doing this? You already have legend status. You don't need any more clout for your hit. All you're doing now is like taking credit away from you from all you gained. You have all the money you could need. You are already considered one of the best of all time. You have a hot little 24-year-old girlfriend. Just take your money and go hang out with her somewhere. What are you doing this to yourself for? Take her and go have fun somewhere with all your money and her worrying about college football. That doesn't make no sense. It don't make no damn sense. Irish Cubby. Happy Friday. Will the defense look good again, or was that a fluke? Well, if it was a fluke, here's the issue. Since the second half of Purdue, they've been playing pretty good defense. It's not like it was just last week or whatever. Like, since the second half of Purdue, you've been playing pretty representative winning football defense. Keep it going. The NC State game, to me, is about winning the game, number one, but building momentum heading into USC. We want to leave this game being like, yeah, that defense is still trending up, and the offense had a sharper week than it did the week before. That's how I think Notre Dame people want to leave this game getting ready for USC. Reminder about USC. We're having a tailgate. Combo tailgate with the ND Alumni Association of Orange County, California. These are Notre Dame people stuck in LA, and we're having a combo tailgate in the quad. I think it's east of Touchdown Jesus, not in a parking lot. It's one of them setups in the quad where like there's like a tent or like an area blocked off. It's on campus in one of them quads by Touchdown Jesus. You're all invited. And if there's a bouncer at the door, you tell them I'm with Always Irish and you get to come in. Cost is free if you are with me. That's the deal. So make sure you're there. Tex ND. Hollywood Smothers. Pretty great name for a running back. Will be shutting down. Averages 7 yards carry. Now, I got questions about the competition level he's done it against, but he's averaging 7 yards carry. It's always interesting to me, some of these names. It's like you name your kid Hollywood. It's almost like he's got to be good at something. Like you're naming your kid Hollywood. You got to be good at something. He ends up being a good running back. It's like, it's just funny to me. You have the kid born and you're like, yeah, he's going to be a star. I'm naming him Hollywood. I wish my name was Hollywood Kennedy, man. Always Irish Senior. Happy birthday, John. Well, it's your fault. So too late. It's like, it's your fault, Dad. Who would have thought 41 years ago when they had little Johnny there, that little baby Johnny, who would have thought 41 years later, he would be yelling in his basement every day about football? Oh, man. Life's wild. Anyone else sad that after this game, the season's halfway gone? It's amazing. The off season goes in slow motion. The second you get to the season, you blink and it's half. You go 1 week at a time. Before you know it, the next game, the narratives move and shift every week. And before you know it, the season's over. $5 holler, Ryan Elliott. Thank you, sir. That is very, very nice of you. $20 holler from Andrew. Happy birthday, John. Thanks for giving ND fans a voice. You guys deserve it. We deserve it. I deserve it. Happy to do it. $20 holler from my main man. Happy birthday, John. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Jack, $20 holler. Happy birthday. Enjoy the day. Jack, I really enjoyed our breakdown yesterday. You do the Oppo research, baby. You do the Oppo research, and I appreciate it. Will, you're on it. Cool dog. Hey, I don't really like NC State, but they're a tough program who always stick around. That's the thing, man. When my experience with playing them at Notre Dame is they want to muddy it up, muck it up, have a tough, close game, make you fight for everything, don't give up. The interesting thing, though, is I remember before the strength of the NC State team was the defense. And I remember that being talked about. And that is not the case this year. They're an offense-driven team, and their defense is not good, and they don't have depth. So, like, it's really interesting. There's kind of a flip because I remember them being like a strong defensive team, and that was their thing. That's not really their thing. That's not really their thing. Yeah, not hard to muddy it up when you're playing in a hurricane. That's a very good point, Suds. I know what you should do. 80-mile-an-hour winds, I think we should throw the ball. You know why? Because my football brain is more powerful than weather and nature. So I think we should throw the ball. Anyways, throw the ball and then throw the kids under the bus after the game. P-Dub, ND will not blow this team out. The defense still scares me, and the kicking game is suspect. Don't even get me started about the kicking game, bro. Don't even. We're going to the calls. Don't even get me started on the kicking game. It's really frustrating. I got a problem that you have all these offensive and defensive players getting battered and bruised every single down, every single week, and they come right back and play the next week. And I got 2 kickers in the last 2 years that never get touched, that can't stay healthy. It will drive you nuts. It'll drive you crazy. And it's easy to not worry about it till the second it comes up and it burns you. And it may not be this week, but it could be USC. I don't know. It's really frustrating that those guys can't stay healthy. And it's not a big deal till the second it's a big deal. The only thing I'll say is, Mike Denbrock, you have 4 downs to get a first down. If you're like across the 50 or whatever, we're not punting and we're not kicking a 45-yard field goal. You have 4 downs to get a first down. You do. And if you get down to the red zone or whatever, then I want you to go ahead and go for it and figure it out. I don't trust the kicking situation. I'll rather take my chances with the ball in CJ Carr, Price, or Love's hands and see where we go. So maybe it frees Denbrock up to have 4 plays in his mind, not 3, to be able to move the sticks and game plan a little more aggressively. If you think you have an extra down, I'm sorry. So it's just really frustrating and anxiety provoking. And if you think about what happened last year with the kicker injury, you got lucky, Notre Dame. You got the kicks you needed to beat A&M. Then you had a bunch of injuries. And then on the backside, the guy came back and was hitting them in the playoff. So you had the injury last year, but you ended up making it work because you got the field goals you needed to beat the Aggies. And then in the playoff, the guy was clutch. So for the most part, clutch. He had a miss against Ohio State that hurts. But that's kind of where we're at. Happy birthday, John. Do you remember 10-10-10? I do not. That was a long time ago, man. Living in Chicago then, city boy. 202, we're talking to you. If I could hit the button. What's going on? Good morning. Come on. Don't do this to me on my birthday.
Oh,
there we go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Johnny Irish. You're awesome. Happy birthday to you.
Oh,
Happy Friday.
Thank you. Thank you very much. There's nowhere I would rather be than starting out the day with you fine Irish people. I
know. All right. So let's talk NC State.
Okay.
Because you're talking to someone whose last game as a Notre Dame student was BC in 1993. All right.
Ooh.
I know what can happen.
Woof.
Yeah. Hi. Look, NC State beats Notre Dame on so many metrics, such as their CJ has almost 1,700 throwing yards. Our CJ has 1,250, 1,280. Their running backs have almost 1,000 running yards. Ours have less than 900, both through 5 games. Their CJ has 15 passing touchdowns 13 with 4 interceptions. Ours, 11 passing touchdowns with 2. Okay, fine. I know that they played teams that literally we've never heard of. But look, Purdue and Arkansas are not world beaters. Arkansas quit so bad, their coach got fired 12 hours after the game closed. So our stats are somewhat padded by poor competition as well. And I think our D-line is all healthy. I think Boubacar and Botello are playing their best ball of their lives. I think we can stop the run game, but I also think we're going to give up a lot of yards between the 20s.
Yeah, it's tricky.
The other
it's really tricky. And I think it's like, how much do you believe the Notre Dame defense is back? Like, I think that's the question. How much do you expect them? Is it going to continue, or are you going to have a regression here, which is not what you want with USC coming to town? And that quarterback, 6'6", underrated. Like, I think he wanted to go to Miami and they didn't offer him. He ended up going here. He's got a chip on his shoulder. Really raw, but a great athlete. I don't know. Could be challenging. Really good offense, bad defense. That's what they are, I think.
And they have, a chip on their shoulder that when they play us, they have a chip on their shoulder. As a program, they know they can beat us. When we were in their house, I think it was your Audric was a junior. Yeah. And we had the 2-hour lightning delay in the middle of the game. That was a close game until like the fourth quarter. We were not crushing them. So
you don't sound that confident. You don't sound that confident. You definitely don't have us covering a 22.5 point spread, do you?
Oh, well, I'm here to tell you that the spread is now minus 23.5.
Ooh.
That's like almost 4 touchdowns. I do not see that happening. And what no one's talking about on air, because they can't, and no one I know is talking about because whatever, we have to, you don't understand. We have got to cover every game or darn near cover every game. Because there is going to be an argument. There's going to be people trying to get Texas back in. Penn State, I don't worry about. I do not see a universe.
Yeah, they're going to catch another loss
where they beat Ohio State.
Yeah, they're going to catch, and then
they're going to be out.
And then Indiana right after that. Yeah, and then you might have a ranked Navy team, and then you never get credit if you beat a ranked Navy team anyways. Even if their offense is really good, you don't get credit for beating a ranked Navy team. So. I'm with you. My first priority is just to win them all. But yeah, you want as much of a spread as you can get.
Style points. And I think it's, to me, the evidence is clear that Marcus understands that. I'd like to know if Denbrock understands that. What is he doing? It's not just the endless wildcats that don't work. 5 minutes left in the game. Notre Dame should be able to hold the ball almost that entire time and at least get a field goal. Oh no, we've got to do a 60-yard bomb into double coverage when CJ has already missed 2 throws that any top 20 make with his eyes shut. Why? Can you just do the thing? Why have starters in the whole game, which makes me.
I like you're being a little petty, and I like it. Like with you're being a little nitpicky, and I like it. Yeah, I like it though. I like that you want this stuff.
And Aeneas is a lovely running back, and surely if he was healthy enough to get the ball in the first 2 games, then he could have gotten half the carries of the fourth quarter. Why didn't he even touch the ball? I don't know. Just don't be cute. There's no time for cute. And maybe he was just, trying to pad the scout for other teams so they have more stuff to worry about. Well, that's great work. But in that moment, you should not have had any confidence that was going to work. CJ just wasn't quite there that day. So just run the ball, just hold the ball, but no, he can't. It's weird with him. And I don't think the defense is going to regress. I wish that Devonta Smith were playing.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. And that was always the thing on him that we heard when we got him is if he's available and totally healthy, you'll like it, but he's not available often. And we're running right into that.
And then the last thing I'll say is no one wants to play games with a guy's health. I'm not going to say the staff is. I don't think they are.
Yeah.
I do think there is a consideration in all of these calculations about hold him for USC, right? Hold Greathouse for USC. Hold Devonta for USC.
Yeah.
Okay, except, that can backfire because then maybe, the guy's is slightly rusty. Then maybe the timing between CJ and Greathouse will be slightly off right when it was clicking on all cylinders. So that's a dangerous game to play. But if they're hurt, they're hurt. I get it.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about USC. I'm one of the, I refuse. I absolutely refuse. Other five against Michigan, and I'm digging it.
Yeah, we're gonna see what we're gonna see what happens. And I don't know what way I want it to go. I want Michigan to beat them up, whether USC wins or loses. I want them to beat each other up. That's my big thing.
Well, I think USC can beat Michigan, although they looked really good last week. And that's ideal, right? Because USC beats Michigan. Michigan's out of our way.
Yeah. Hey, sorry to do it. You're cutting out on me bad. I couldn't hear you the last couple of minutes. Didn't mean to cut you off like that. Thanks for calling. Thanks for the donation. Bad connection. I don't think it's from my end. Sorry about that. Never mean to cut you off. Great to hear from you. 215, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, man? It's been a while. We last talked before the season, I think. What's going on? What do you think?
Well, it's funny. I'm actually calling from work myself as I'm doing my report. I tell you what, I'm in the same camp as you. First of all, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, man. I'm just an old man who wants Notre Dame to win football games. That's all.
Well, I'll make you feel better. I'm 52. So, I've seen some frustrating games. First, I will tell you, I feel pretty good about this game. You're 100% right about a couple of things. I think that not USC. I think that NC State, they always do want to play those down in the mud games. But this is definitely a case where, they have better offense. They're a weird team because you know what they are to me? They're like the Michigan State of the ACC. And tell me if you think that makes sense. If you compare Michigan State and NC State, what type of football do they usually like to play? They like to play in the dirt type of football. Yeah. They're gritty. They're pain in the ass to play. They're both, land-grant schools. They're just both scrappy. They're kind of middle of the heap, but they can be dangerous at any given time.
Yeah, it's just interesting to me that I think of them as being strong on defense when we played them recently. That's not really the case, man. Their offense is a challenge, and their defense gives up a lot of everything against a non-impressive schedule so far. It's going to be interesting. Another test for Notre Dame's defense.
Now I have with you, and by the USC games, I also got to hit him. I'll get there with my buddy. I'm making a drive from Philadelphia. Philadelphia was 0-2 yesterday. I don't count the Flyers. Phillies fan, you couldn't think of a worse way to lose. It's like Mitch Williams all over again. And then you have the Eagles absolutely blow chunks. But Notre Dame is where my heart is as far as everything. So, that's the main thing.
Yeah, and then you add Penn State in there, and then you had the baseball thing. It's just tough, man. It's just tough. It's just tough for they got to be. And what I was thinking about after the baseball play happened, I'm like, well, at least the Philadelphia fans are known for being a very understanding and patient group, right? It's got to be ugly. It's got to be ugly around there, man.
John, I'm going to tell you this right now. We are What Have You Done For Me Lately? I'm going to give you an interesting little thing, though. I was born in Oak Park. I'm actually from around the Chicago area. I I moved from Chicago in 1979. I was 6, but I was a Bears fan. Bears 85 Bears was the best team I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Of course, when I came to Philly, Buddy Ryan took over the 46 defense. He brought that Bear swagger to the Eagles. Eagles gangrene, as you remember, great defenses. Jerome Brown, Reggie White, Clyde Simmons. But anyway, I was always a Bears fan, but I got indoctrinated into the whole Philly thing with the Philly toughness. And so the Bears I didn't take with me, but Notre Dame football I always had. So I had those Chicago ties, and I had brother and sister both were from that area. So, you know, they went to school out there, Loyola Academy and whatnot. So I definitely have a fondness for the Midwest. And like I said, I'll be out to that game at the tailgate. I just have to remember where it is to meet you.
Yeah, and I'll put out,
yeah,
listen, man, I'll put out a map, like on my YouTube, the community tab and all that. I'll put up a map so people see exactly what quad it's in. It'll be easy to get to. Especially people parking in the white lot. They have the free shuttle buses. They drop you off right in front of Touchdown Jesus. It's a 1-minute walk. So anybody coming from the white lot, which is pretty common, that'll be easy.
Well, nice, because you know, John, I'm driving from Philly, so I'm leaving probably 2 a.m. in the morning. Thursday becomes early Friday morning. I'm one of those people that loves road trips, so I love that drive out there, taking 76. I guess it's like I-80 becomes I-80. Take that all the way out, but it's cool. It's cool to stop at the different places and see all the ND fans. You know, you see more ND hats. That's all part of the experience. So, you know, the last time I was out there was 2022 when they played Boston College in that Snow Bowl. If you remember, I don't know if you were at that game, but that was when they blew out Boston College in 2022. Yeah. So I usually try to get out there every other year. So, but yeah, I feel good. I want USC beat. I want USC to be beat up. I agree with you. I want them to be beat up by Michigan, but I want them to win. Oh, painful to say. I want them to win close and then coming here limping into South Bend.
Yeah, it's I think a lot of people are in that camp. You want to get a ranked win somehow, so have Michigan play a really physical, tough game where USC's got to pay a physical price to get the win. And then maybe that's the best blend of both worlds. So you could catch them, get a ranked win, and they're a little beat up, hopefully. I know they have some injury concerns, some depth concerns, some O-line guys that are hurt. Like I want to see how that all plays out. But again, I don't want to look ahead of NC State because the USC game doesn't mean as much to us if you lose this one. So like as much as we are thinking of USC, I sure hope this team is focused on NC State. You're not good enough right now to look ahead of anybody.
No, I absolutely agree. You know what I mean? So I agree. I'm sorry. I thought I lost you for a second. I agree with you. I absolutely agree. And we have to take every team serious from here on in and win, and not only win, but win convincingly. So one game at a time. And definitely I'm going to save time for the other callers, but it's great talking to you. I'm going to run and get a coffee and try to figure out what the hell happened last night with these other two teams.
Yeah. Hey, try and figure it out. And then, hey, safe travels coming over. Hopefully we get to see you, man. It'll be great.
Absolutely. I'll have an ND. I'll leave you with this. I had, I hit Ricky Waters up on, he told me to tag him. You know, I'm 52, so that's a tough task for me to know how to tag people, and I'm not a social media savvy guy. So I had a nice ND jacket. Of course, it looked a lot better on him, but he said he didn't see many jackets like that. So I'll probably have that if the weather permits. But you'll definitely look forward to seeing you, man. And once again, happy birthday to you, man.
Oh, thanks a lot, man. Safe travels. We'll see you in a little over a week. Thank you very much. Man, he hasn't called since for the season. 630. What's going on?
Yo.
Hello.
All right. I have a question for both you, and I actually kind of want to see what the chat thinks about it.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm pretty young, right? I don't remember this season, but I think this year feels a lot like 2013. I'm getting those vibes. I want to know what you think about that.
Yeah, but see, 2013's tough because it's the year after. It's the year after your 2012 run. Then wasn't that the year that Notre Dame got in trouble for like they had like players ineligible? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that all happened after 2012 and everything got messed up. Am I wrong? Wasn't that year all jacked up because you lost your 2012 people you made the run with? Then you add that like those issues with Kelly and some of the players. I think that's the case. I would like to think Notre Dame's in a more stable place than that.
Yeah. I'll be honest, that's all I really wanted to ask. Thanks for making my school days a little bit less miserable every few days.
Well, what grade are we in here? I don't want to get in trouble. Focus on your schooling. What grade?
Believe it or not, I'm a sophomore in high school. I know I don't sound like it, but believe it or not.
Hey, I appreciate that. I really do. Like, what are you sneaking the podcast in on your earbuds in the middle of English class or something? Thank you.
It's my study hall. I don't have anything to do anyways, but thanks for making my day a little bit less miserable.
Oh, hey, that's what I'm here for. Are you guys allowed to have your phones on in school? I don't even know how that works. Are you allowed to have your phones or do you have to like put them away? I mean, what do we have to do now in the modern age?
In study hall, they don't care. In study hall, they don't care, but in other classes, if I did that, I'd probably be in a lot of trouble, but.
Yeah, I understand that. Okay, so then let me ask you a question. Since you're, on the younger age bracket there, what do you think of the Notre Dame football you've seen so far? All you've really seen and know is the end of the Brian Kelly stuff and then Marcus Freeman. How is your perspective of this, not having all that 20, 30 more years of history?
To be honest, all I remember from me growing up was just them being overrated. So now that they're not overrated anymore, at least I don't think so. I've always just been on cloud nine about it. But I think Notre Dame's back to being a legit program now. They weren't for a really long time, but yeah, I think I gotta go.
Yeah, okay. All right. I think I just got that kid suspended. I'm genuinely honored. When I look at my age bracket of the analytics, it's like it's pretty well divided, like 33 into thirds, kind of like 18 to 25, 25 to 40, and then 40 to like 60, kind of. I don't skew into the Sister Jean demographic, and I usually don't skew younger. That was hilarious. I feel like I just got some kid suspended. I appreciate the dedication to the cause. I really do. Oh my God, that's funny. I hope they don't get kicked out of school. That's for sure. If you're on hold, you're going to be on the air. Adam, what's going on?
Happy birthday there, Hollywood.
Hey, yeah, Hollywood for sure. All I want, I need 2 wins, damn it. Get me to this bye week with 2 more wins. That's all I want. Do I ask for too much, Adam?
Yeah, no, that's not asking too much. I think it was more crushing to hear a young fan say that all he could remember was that we were overrated. That was pretty brutal. But
yeah,
I would say
Adam, you know what I always think about? The younger people that grew up into Notre Dame and their first thing of it is all the Brian Kelly era, and they didn't have anything before. No touch of Lou Holtz, none of the dark years in between that and Kelly. No. It's just weird to me how, like, if your whole thing was Brian Kelly when you were growing up, how different it is now. It's just, it shapes your perspective, what generation you're from. It's wild.
Oh, completely. And that's what I love, getting the perspective of all the ages. I mean, especially like when someone like Dr. John or Tom Foley or somebody that calls in who's got a little bit more years on us, who can sit there and remember these games or these times or these feelings or, positions that this program was in before we were really kind of understanding what it all meant. And it gives you more of a total package of the perspective of where Notre Dame was, and where people, view it to a certain extent.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Okay, Adam, what do you make of this? This game is really interesting to me. I think they have a dangerous quarterback and some sneaky good weapons on offense and a really bad defense. So where does it leave you?
It leaves me with this. I don't care who it is. Step up and win. Step up and dominate. Because the reality is that we can't be sitting here dealing with teams like NC State. I don't, whatever the record is, I understand who they played, or, the Arkansas of the world. Do what you're supposed to do. Get in there and dominate them. Don't do the Brian Kelly era stuff. Don't do the 17 to 16s that Marcus Freeman, got used to with a Marshall or a Stanford or something to that degree. Don't deal with that kind of stuff. Rewrite your program right now. Rewrite who you are. Rewrite everything. And show them that this is not a team that's going to back down. This is a team that's going to dominate. Because your first caller was right. Like, you do need the style points to a certain extent. I do believe that if we are 10-2 at the end, that we're going to be in the playoffs regardless. But at the same time, that's really like kind of leaving the game up to the refs, right? And what you don't want to do. So yes, you should win. You should be in. But at the end of the day, you don't know what they're going to do. And you don't know what the other teams are going to do. So you better go out there and lay that, that foot down right on them and take care of business. That's where I'm at.
Adam, are you starting to have a little more trust in the Notre Dame defense, like week in, week out, after a few good outings? Or are you still totally on high alert for bad things to happen, like kind of waiting for that and like nervous about it? Or are you starting to have a little confidence that they're going to play representative winning football on that side of the ball? Where's your trust level and the heat level on Ash, in your opinion?
It's a great question. I do have more confidence because I see a different attitude that's out there. I see some kind of switch that has turned in these players' minds, in their mindset. And you could tell by the way of the level of ferocity and the tenacity that they have towards the ball. You could see that difference as opposed to the first couple of games where there was a lot of pointing. There was a lot of confusion. They seem more comfortable with what it is that they are running out there. They seem more comfortable with the schemes that they're running out there. So I do have more confidence in it. With that being said, I'll feel a lot better after USC because there's going to be a lot more offensive firepower in that team than there will be more than likely in anything else that we're going to see until the playoffs, if we reach that stage. So that's kind of where I'm at with this, is like, okay, keep showing me what you got. I can see that you have it. I'd be really curious, and I know we'll probably never get this answer, but how much is the defensive coordinator really involved with this? Is he? Was this a switch that he made, something that he got adjusted to? Was it something that Marcus Freeman ended up taking away from Ash as far as responsibility levels? Did he interject and say, I want to completely switch things up, or was Ash able to do it on his own? Yeah. I think those kind of, questions, if we were to be able to get the answers to, would help us paint a picture a lot better as far as like what's happening within the system. Because if it is Ash and he just was able to make the adjustments and read it, that makes me feel better going forward into next season and the season after that, if he's still here. If it's not him, right? If it was where he had responsibilities taken away and it was Freeman that was actually stepping up, or somebody else, or whatever it is, Mickens helping out, or however they did it, then that paints a totally different picture, because you better get ready for the next coming years.
Yeah, it's really interesting. There has been a clear shift to playing more aggressively and letting these guys, and it's paying off. Like, it is just clear they're getting more comfortable bringing pressure and being more aggressive, and the guys are playing better and reacting to that. And you wonder, where did that come from? Did Freeman say to Ash, you're still in charge, but with the parameter of, I want us flying around downhill more often, build that into what you're doing? I don't have the answers to all that. I don't know. But there's been a little shift and it's helped, and the guys are responding, and I'm hoping you could build off that this week.
Yeah, absolutely. And keep building upon it, because you can see certain teams around the league, about what they're bringing to the table. And there's going to be a game that is that 17-16 type of game where you're not going to be flying up and down the field. You're not going to be putting up 350, 400 yards or whatever it is. And it's going to be struggle bus city, as far as the offense goes. And so the defense is going to be relied upon. And it could be some type of game like Pitt or whatever this year in the regular season. And that's where the defense is going to have to win it. That's the thing that makes champions, is that you have all the phases of this team coming together. There are going to be days where they're all on fire all at the same time, and that's fantastic. There's going to be other times where one of them is going to let you down. And I'm just really, hoping in my Notre Dame heart that we will be able to continuously get better on all phases of the ball, and especially that of, I hate to say special teams, but special teams and defense.
Yeah. It is. It's going to be really interesting. It's just a weird vibe this whole season with everything going on and all the moving parts. And like, sometimes it looks fine, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. And the other thing, Adam, I think about is those first two games were like the worst two matchups you could have to be easing in everything we had that's new with the new defense and the new quarterback and everything. And it's just, but at the same time, go win the games. Like, the games are the games. You got to win them wherever they're at on the schedule. But when you look at it, it's like two undefeated top 10 teams. And that was like the worst combination to start for like easing into a new defense where you had some uncertainty. But it is what it is. And you got to go win the damn games. And you didn't. Now your back's against the wall. You got to win out. Win out.
And 100%, John. And let me say this. This is why, and I've been saying it for a while now, why scheduling is so important. And do you think that anybody would have had us ranked different if we won all those previous games against like Arkansas, Boise State, whoever it is, and a couple cupcakes up to the point of now we're playing Texas A&M and Miami, and let's say we split those, and at the end of the year we're 11-1? Are they going to feel different about us because we had cupcakes to start? No, they're not. No, it's a short memory, man. That kind of stuff goes away. That's why they say if you do have the losses, to have them at the beginning of the year, it does bode well better for your program. But with that being said, who cares? Just go ahead and schedule them, for a little bit, at least the third game, at least the third game of the season, because you need time to gel. Even if you're not putting in a new defensive coordinator, or a new scheme defense, or new quarterback, or whatever it is, even if you're not doing that, you need time to build cohesion. And it doesn't matter, as we spoke about before, you could simulate a fire as many times as you want until you go into the real burning building and you're dealing with it. As in an uncontrolled environment, on the road, let's say, it's not gonna be the same. You're just not going to be able to simulate
Here's
that.
The other question. The other part of it is Notre Dame did not do a good job of understanding its defensive personnel early in the season. They were under the impression some guys could play and do some things that they were not prepared to do at all in the real games. And so a part of it was figuring out your rotations, who can play with who and where, and what they're able to do and what you could. And it took Notre Dame like a month to kind of figure out who could do what role. The self-scouting here was a problem in August because they were dead wrong on what they thought some of these guys could do. And I need Notre Dame to reevaluate how they're evaluating in camp moving forward, because you kind of did a bad job defensively, quite frankly, and it cost you big time.
It was too many new pieces, John. It was too many new pieces. You had so many players on the starting defense go to the NFL. You have a new defensive coordinator. You have, on the flip, you have a new quarterback. You have new schemes and packages coming in on the D. It was too much new, and you can't do all that. I'm actually surprised. I'll give them credit for this, how well they actually did, considering they only lost by 3 to Miami, right? As opposed to 13 or something, considering all the new things, and then trying to figure it out over the next 2 weeks and lose by 1 to Texas A&M. It's actually it's kind of, I'll give a little bit of a compliment to that they didn't get, hit up by, double digits on either game. But it's too much new. And this is why when you're looking at the scheduling, anybody could go online, go to fbsschedules.com, and you can figure out who we're playing for the next decade plus and where we're playing and when we're playing. Not all the dates and times are set, obviously, but you can understand like where it is and how it's going to be scheduled out. And when we're going in and we're going to be playing Alabama, we're going to be playing down in Austin, Texas, we're going to be going on the road to these bigger environments and these things. That's where scheduling comes into play. And you're not going to have the ability to build all the cohesion and understand who you have, both as a coaching staff as well as players, until you get into the game. And unfortunately, by that time, it might be too late.
Yeah. Man, it's going to be really interesting. You got Texas on the schedule coming up. You have Alabama on the schedules coming up. And I know. Notre Dame never plays anybody. I know. I hear about it all the time. And yet here they are, and it's going to be Alabama and Texas. It's going to be, and there you go, man. It's going to be big time football. And I don't know, man, it's the defensive thing is really alarming to me. We were giving Notre Dame staff a lot of credit for their evaluations with a lot of the recruits finding lower ranked guys that play higher in their star ranking once they're here. We were praising the evaluations. This August, they did not do a good job, and you got exposed in the worst way when you figured out who could cover Craver and Tony and who couldn't the first 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly, because it's not just like the off season and the preseason, so to speak, of the learning curve for the players. It's for the coaches and understanding who they can put in and where and who fits. And a lot of times you miss, just like we all do. We all try things. We all try different things, whether, no matter what it is we're doing in life, and you give it a shot and you see if it works. And a lot of times it doesn't, and you have to make those adjustments. But in this game, sometimes you can't make those adjustments just at halftime and be like, okay, that player's not working, switch this guy in, because maybe that next guy does. You have got to have a better understanding of who it is that you have at your disposal so that you can sit there and plug them in at the right time to be effective.
Yeah, it is. You're absolutely right. But they need to take a look at that. And sometimes the specificity of the structure of August camp is almost limiting in a way, because you're so structured that everybody knows what you're doing in this segment of practice. And there's no secret to what's coming and what you're doing. I don't know, but you need to do something else, because they did not do a good job of that. Maybe you want to sell me Chris Ash. That's his first look at these guys, and you don't know what you have till you really see it in a game. Whatever it is, they didn't do a good job evaluating. Now they figured out some of those rotations and the structure more, and it's better. So Adam, I got to ask, what do you think? 22.5, 23-point favorite Notre Dame. What are you expecting tomorrow?
I expect for them to cover, because that's the team that's going to need to be able to do that in order to go into the playoffs. You need to go in there and you need to show them who's boss. There's none of this, you said it perfectly, as far as them coming up and saying, okay, we're going to let them hang around.
It's dangerous.
You keep doing that 7-6, 13-10 stuff.
Yep.
Hey, mess around and find out.
Mess
around and find out. And that's what's going to happen.
Adam, and the other thing is, I can't tell you how many Notre Dame games I've been to where it's a 2:30 start against a middle tier team, and then it's 7-6 into the second quarter. There's no energy in the stadium. You are begging for something bad to happen when you let those type of teams hang around in your building. It would be really nice to see Notre Dame jump some bones tomorrow and be able to command control in your building early. I would love to see it. But the overall biggest point is, you got to win this one for the USC game to matter a lot. So you better figure it out.
Completely agree. And again, it starts at the top. It starts with the coaching staff. I want them to be on top of these guys the way that, and I've talked about it a couple of times. I know it gets kind of broken record, but the way Nick Saban would be, he'd be 49-7 or something like that at the end of the game with 2.5 minutes, and he'd be pissed off at the sideline because somebody missed an assignment. That's what you have to do in order to build this championship roster. That's what you have to do in order to take them to the next level and make them understand that mediocrity and, just kind of an ability to just outperform everybody has got to step up. You've got to take it to that next level.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. We're going to see. I got all eyes on that defense, and I need to see it continue the good play up into USC. So it's going to be an interesting day at Notre Dame Stadium. Should be pleasant fall weather, perfect day in South Bend. Let's see what we get, man. Hey, enjoy the weekend with the family, and we'll talk to you maybe on the post-game show.
Oh, 100%. I'll talk to you at the post-game show. Happy birthday, my friend.
Oh, thank you.
And I'll talk to you then, buddy.
Have a good one.
Take care.
Dude, Adam, it's so genuine, Adam. He's like in his 40s or something, little kids, and he's all excited when Notre Dame wins. He calls in on the postgame show. Everything's better in my life. The kids are happy. Everything's great. We're going to bring up my main man, Martinez. If you're on hold, you're going to be on the air. Philly special, $2 hour. I'm getting John a carrot cake. Yeah, I can't imagine a better way to ruin a cake than putting shreds of carrots in it, bro. I can't handle it. Like this perfectly good like cake, and then you put shreds of vegetables in there, bro. Are you out of your mind? I'm going to tell you something else. I don't know why this just triggered into my brain. Mikey Poles, somebody asked me what I listen to in the gym when I'm working out or whatever, and I said podcast. I got to tell you a gym trend I'm seeing that I'm about to cause a scene in public. I've never seen this before, and now this year it's a big thing apparently. Why are so many people taking their shoes off at the gym and then working out? I never saw that before at the gym before. It wasn't a thing. And now every time I go, guys and girls taking their shoes off at the public gym. Are you out of your mind? No one wants your greasy, sweaty, nasty hoof all over everything. Who do you think you are? This isn't your basement. I don't understand. But I'm seeing more and more of these people take their shoe. It's one of those be one with nature. Let the bottom of your foot touch the ground to get the maximum whatever, dude. It's really bothering me. And it's guys and girls. No one wants your sweaty hoof all over the gym. Wear some shoes. And here's the other complaint I got too. Here's the other thing I'm seeing too. This is always bothering me. You know what I get repulsed by? Those stupid workout shoes with a sleeve for each toe. Who do you think you are? I cannot handle it. Every one of those people in the gym that has them little 5-toed, the shoes with the 5 openings for your sweaty, nasty digits. What are you, climbing a mountain or what? It bothers me. Every single toe needs its own little thing to help you. What are you, climbing Mount Everest? Bothers me. I don't like it. All those people have most of them look kind of like I'm more worky outy than you. Look at my little shoes. Each toe has their own little sleeve. Get out of here. Anyways. There's always something I'm mad at. There's always something, man. I'm serious. And dude, don't get me started on dude hoof. No one in the world wants to see guys' feet. No one. I'm serious, man. You guys, you don't take care of your shit. That's the problem. You got talons coming out the front, curling over. You got the cracked hoof syndrome, bro. You know what I'm talking about. The cracked hoof syndrome looks like a dry desert on the bottom of your hoof, flaking all over. Sasquatch hair shooting out the side, and you just think I'm going to go around town like that. No one wants to see it. No one wants to see dude hoof. If you ain't in the beach, on a boat, or at a pool, keep them covered. Losing my patience. But dude, it bothers me, man. The whole I'm one with the ground at the gym. I got my shoes off while I'm doing my squats. I'll give you a squat. Get out of here. Anyways, so what is John worrying about on his birthday? Only the critical things like this. Couple more chats, back to the calls. Yeah, this is a good point, Suds. Everybody crying about being old. At least if you're old, you got to see some actual winning. I mean, my dad talks about that all the time. He's like, I feel so bad for your generation. You guys have no idea what it's like to walk around town with your head held high because Notre Dame's the best. You have no idea. What must be nice. I can't imagine it. Outbound. Happy birthday, John. What kind of birthday dinner are you going to have? And cake and ice cream? I think we're going to do a family thing at my parents' house tonight. And then the farm behind their house has like, it's like a community farm thing, walking trails. They have like a skeleton, not a skeleton, like a scarecrow display where all the different companies make a scarecrow for their thing. And the kids like seeing it. So we're going to eat some steak and potatoes. And then we're going to go for a walk out there on the farm and take a look at that stuff with my daughter. So it should be fun. But steak and potatoes for me, that's all I need. Haggle. That kid grew up with BBG as a father figure. Well, that explains why they're in detention right now, and I just got them suspended. It was actually pretty nice. I never got a call from anybody that young before. I appreciate that. I figured they're all in school. I figured, hello, fellow kids. It's John. I'm terrified if the game's close, the D will go A&M again. Well, we have the cart in front of the horse. Because if the game's close, I think it's going to be because the defense is A&M style to start out. Their offense is good. Their defense is bad. My thought is if the game is close late, it's because the defense is bad early. So I don't like it. I don't like it. So it's tough. Joe, people get this, but they're still going to complain. Once again, we're not in charge of the scheduling with regards to when we play because those teams have conference schedules. It's incredible to me how many ND fans don't understand this. Well, wait a second now. Wait a second. You can understand it, and it can still frustrate you. The idea that Penn State has 3 warm-up games against nobody, then a bye, then they play Oregon, compared to what Notre Dame did to start. Like, you can understand why it happens, but you can still complain about it and be frustrated. So I don't know. And then the way this came together with A&M being like not an ACC team, but on the schedule, and that game already was what it was. And then Miami coming the goofy thing where they couldn't play us. And then magically the game we had to go there ends up right in front of A&M. It could be a little frustrating. At the same time, that's not an excuse to lose. That's not an excuse to lose. Go win the football game anyways. You just got to figure your stuff out in camp. I always talk about week 1 variance, goofy things happen. You're figuring out what you have. Week 1 big games are a huge risk. You don't have margin. And it's hard to course correct halfway through the first game when you realize you have some defensive guys that they're totally lost. That's the danger with playing a good team early in the year. But you got to win it. This is Notre Dame. Go win the football game. So I don't know. Carlo, how much of this is scheme, though? Those guys might have been able to cover if they weren't in his zone. But that's a part of the evaluation process as well that you needed to figure out in camp. What the guys could do. And if they can't defend anybody in zone and nobody can just figure out what to do or where to be, then that's an indicator you don't play as much zone. Or you have to have a different guy playing there. I don't know. $2 from Adam. Happy birthday, Johnny. The Dowlings are about the best Notre Dame friends you could ever have. $2. Thanks, Sully. You guys are great. My main man, Martinez. What's going on?
John, what's up, brother?
What's up?
What's up, John? How are you? Can you hear me? Am I clear?
You're not the clearest.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Dame tomar esta llamada de volada, Bonnie, ¿ok? Dame llevar esta llamada ahorita. Seguro, homie. Hold on, John. Give me one second.
Okay.
I move this shit. Oh. Here.
God, I love
John,
I love myself a working man, dude. I admire the hell out of you working like this every damn day.
Sorry, brother. I was with the phone. I thought I had to fucking lift up some. Sorry. 7 bar, man. Hey, John. Really good calls all this morning. I like your girl from Florida, man. She makes really good points, but I'm gonna probably shake up the chat here a little bit, man.
What you got?
We're getting in 10-2. It doesn't matter if we win 10-9, 16-7, 42-8. We're getting in. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. You guys gotta all stop talking about. I mean, don't stop talking about it. Keep talking about it. I really don't give a shit.
Okay, now wait. Now
in.
let me ask. So what the argument the committee will use if that happens is people are going to say Notre Dame doesn't have a lot of ranked wins or whatever, and then the committee's going to say they're on a 10-game win streak. They lost to 2 good teams by a total of 4 points in the first 2 games. They're good. The committee's going to say Notre Dame is playing like one of the top 12 teams now, and they're on a 10-game winning streak. That's going to be their argument to get them in, that they're playing one of the 12 best now. But what would you say if it's like, where's all your ranked wins? Who did you beat? How would you respond to that critique?
Okay. I'm going to use if that's what they're going to use to the public, but I'm going to go a little bit unorthodox here. Let's cut the bullshit. It's a money game. Those are you guys' words. Okay, those are all you guys in the chat. Let's get in the conference. We don't see Notre Dame not being in the conference because it's a money thing. Those are you guys' words. All you guys in the chat. It's a money thing. You're not going to take a damn 10-2, whatever, Indiana or whatever over Notre Dame that's got one of the biggest brands in all of sports in the world. Let's just be honest. It's not. It's a money thing, John. But if you want to give the argument, you're really going to take a 9-3 dog shit SEC team that has 2 quality wins over 2 junior high teams and 80% of your conference is dog shit. Hey, you know, and I'm glad that Bruce said this best the other day. You finally realize why the effect for Michigan flying to LA and these Big Ten teams flying all over the country. See, the SEC does it smart. It's just like I tell you, hey, homie, you're a tough guy. Come over to this yard, homie, and come over to this yard or this section and let's get it. But see, they stay in their section and they're just tough guys amongst their own, beating up their own. The Big Ten has to fly across the country. You know what I mean? Oregon and Ohio State, I'll give, like I said last call, those are the 2 teams. They'll go anywhere. They'll go anywhere and they'll play anybody. And they'll bring their A game. We've been doing that for years. But that's my argument, man. You can't take, I don't care, dude. I don't care. Football's football. You can't take a dog shit SEC team and really rig it to that point to where you're going to take a 9-3 once they start cannibalizing each other over a 10-2 Notre Dame team. You can't. Money-wise, it doesn't make sense. Football-wise, it doesn't make sense. Scheduling-wise, it doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? And Andrew even said this too, man, because I know he criticized the ACC in his last call on Wednesday. He had a great call, by the way. Like I said, love you, Andrew. Got your back in any dark alley, brother, but we can agree to disagree. Bro, he said it best that the Syracuse team was going to be something to watch for because that coach was the coach of the year last year. So, I mean, brother, like you just can't. We're gonna go 10-2, but we're like we're saying week in and week out. You have to focus on NC State today. Your first caller said it best. That was a close game. Roderick has that breakout run.
Yeah.
Last time we were down there, she said it best. And sorry, John. Hey, and one thing I'm gonna touch on because I know it's getting loud. Hey, anyways. Sorry, John.
That's okay. I know you're working. It's tough.
Yeah, Johnny. That's what I'm trying to get to my point. Hey, like I said, I love you. I love the chat, man. Love you guys, brother. Like I said, so I don't want to try to, but we can agree to disagree. But here's the one last thing. Adam said something best. As far as look, Miami, Texas, they're done. They're over. We got to focus on NC State today, because they're gonna come tough with us. Shit, dude, your first caller really impressive. Had the numbers right there. Boom, boom, boom. Comparing them, man. And she was about it, homie. She was giving it to us, right? That's true. And then this is the one thing that I just want to leave it with. Hey, Adam said something about our defense meshing, and it took a minute for our defense to mesh because we had to see what we got, and maybe they had to reevaluate the personnel. Whether it was Ash or Freeman, the change has been made. Let's go for that. What's going on behind the doors? Hey, like I said to Sly Fox, what's going on behind the doors? We're all assholes. That means we're all opinions. It doesn't matter unless we're behind those doors.
Yeah.
This defense is gelling. They're trending up. Let's keep focusing on that. Hey, like I said, doing Mason, and we lost key players last year that we had no idea how much really they contributed. And Andrew said that in a few calls ago, like what Cross contributed, what Mills contributed, what Watts contributed, what Benjamin Watson contributed. He had a great call. And that's true. Because look, Johnny, you know me. I'm a hog, man. I do masonry. There's, you know what I'm saying? Like I show up and these dudes are getting to work. This crew that I'm at, this job site looks like they wiped their ass sideways, man. I had to show up and really hug them on hug. There's a reason why the pyramids are still standing after 6,000 years, Johnny. Hey, Johnny, I hope I made some good points, brother. But hey, let's focus on NC State today. Let's get the victory and then move on to USC after. Hey, baby, I wish I could be at the USC tailgate, but hey, man, let's enjoy tomorrow. Let's get that victory and onward, Notre Dame. Love you, Johnny. Happy birthday, brother. Have a good one with your family.
Thank you, man. Have a good one. Get out there. I respect the hell out of your work effort, man. Thank you. Man, all those crashes, I picture like they're building some huge skyscraper with all this scaffolding and like all this stuff. And then right when the boss comes to yell about Notre Dame, the whole thing comes down and it all falls and it's all. And then I can't keep track. He's talking English to me, Spanish to them, and he rotates it. It's very adventurous. Penn State sports talk. As long as we go 10-2, we get in. I've been quiet too long. You're right. If you go 10-2, you're going to get in. I don't disagree with that. 10-2 Penn State's going to make the playoff. The problem I have is I don't think is currently constituted. You're beating Ohio State, Miami, maybe even Iowa at night, and Nebraska. And the issue is when you have 2 losses, if you get to 3, you're done. You're done. So I don't disagree that a 10-2 Penn State is in. I'm questioning the odds that you're not going to suffer a loss when you play Ohio State and Indiana back-to-back. And you have a tricky night game at Iowa. And you have Nebraska that's like, whatever they are, they could be capable of beating you if you're not on your best. That's the problem I have. I just don't. What would make me think you're going in the horseshoe and beating Ohio State the way you're currently constituted? And then backing it up with the tough Indiana team. I don't know. But yeah, 10-2 and you're in. That's not the debate. The debate is nobody thinks you're going to 10-2. Don't forget Indiana. I didn't forget Indiana. I mentioned you got Ohio State and Indiana back-to-back. That's rough when you have no momentum. That's rough when you have no momentum. You get what I'm saying? Chicago's very own. What's going on, Tom?
Okay, so good. First of all, happy birthday.
Oh, thanks.
Delighted to hear your voice. You sound great today. And then it's always these outliers that decide to come in here. Listen, if I was a Penn State fan, right, with that loss last week, and to come into a Notre Dame site and start talking shite like that. Well, we're a top 5. You know what? No, you're not. Here's what you got to remember. Let's go back to the playoff game last year. You have one of the worst big game coaches since Brian Kelly, probably even worse, and I'll tell you why. Penn State was a better football team than Notre Dame. Physically, they out-physically Notre Dame. But guess what? They stopped running the football with that great running back, and they stopped giving the ball to Tyler Warren in the first half, and they put the ball in the hands of Aller. Well, guess what? Then you let Notre Dame back into the game, and you lost because that coach sucked. He couldn't pull a sick whore off a toilet seat. So stop your psychosis, bringing your Penn State bullshit into our chat. That's cancerous. Go back to State College and stay where you are. God, these people are delusional, John. You know what I mean?
Tom, yeah, I love you giving him the business, man. Give him the business, baby.
And I'll tell you what, I'll lay you dollars to donuts. He's a Philadelphia Flyers fan, and he's a Philadelphia Eagles fan. There is something wrong with those people. They throw snowballs at Santa Claus and empty whiskey bottles. The further east you get in the state of Pennsylvania, the closer you get to New Jersey, the more screwed up they are. They're evil people. Get out of our chat. bastards. Anyway,
Tom, I love you. All right. Now that you got that out, what do you make of Notre Dame and NC State? You're off to a rousing start on a Friday.
Yeah, to be honest with you, John, I like there's a, look, that's a good offense. It's a very similar team to Arkansas, and they're a better team than Arkansas. I think the Arkansas quarterback is a better athlete all around than C.J. Bailey, but C.J. Bailey is silky. He's tall, he's 6'6", 210. He likes to get to that edge. So what happens if we're playing zone? The thing that I like is that this is the first time in my memory that you've got so many underclassmen playing in the defensive backfield that have offensive and defensive talent. You've got three guys that can play on both sides of the ball: Leonard Moore, Tay Johnson, and Dallas Golden. There's no question. So now, are these kids going to be mature enough to have good eye discipline tomorrow? Are they going to be able to contain? Because you got to contain that quarterback. And I look for them to run a lot of counter with that running back to come back in. I saw some of their games earlier, and I watched some film on them last night. They're dangerous, but they're not going to be able to stop our running attack. So if we come with a balanced attack, that's why I think, you're looking at probably, something like a 44-21 type ball game. Mm-hmm. I really believe that. Maybe NC State gets a cheap touchdown late in the game. So if I'm not going to lay the points. I wouldn't bet. I would take Notre Dame in the money line and bet the over. That way you guys can relax. You're hedging when you bet the money line. Notre Dame's going to win. So you win the money line and then just bet the over. Don't worry about the spread. It doesn't really matter if they cover the spread. Now, there is a scenario if that defense does show up and they give fits. Mm-hmm. I don't think they score more than 21 points tomorrow. So the defense has got to have like a C+, B- type of day to do that, right?
Yeah.
And then if we get a B+ or better from the offense and CJ Carr, there's a play that I saw. Denbrock has been setting this up all year. You see that out pattern, that down and out that Faison runs. He comes out of the slot, runs a quick out. I think Denbrock's setting those cornerbacks up, and he's going to fake that and then turn it upfield on the sidelines and be wide open. There will be no safety anywhere near him. I think he might be saving that for NC State or USC. So watch out for that.
Yeah,
because you know how Denbrock likes to scheme. He sees stuff and he'll lay a trap for opposing defenses because everybody in the country knows that Faison loves that out route. Man, if he cuts it up once and gets in the clear, all CJ's got to do is put the ball right in his hands.
Tom, let me ask you this. I feel kind of weird because I'm building like NC State and USC kind of like are blending together to me a little bit because you need to win them both. And like, am I wrong for wanting the defense to play good again and the offense to have a sharper day so that I feel more comfortable going into USC trending up? Like, I know the games aren't related and you could have a bad day one week and a good day the next week. But in my mind, I really like the concept of the defense playing good again tomorrow and having that confidence. And then Carr and the offense clicking a little more, not looking as clunky as they did at times last week. And then you feel like you're trending up for USC. That's an ideal scenario for me. Beat the game, beat these guys, and you feel good on both sides of the ball, trending up. I want to see it.
I just, there's an element of things that I saw when I rewatched the Boise State game. So their communication between the linebackers. So when KVA, Snead, and Ausberry are, and let's say they got a nickel, and it seems like they switched out of the 4-3 a couple of times to go to nickel, and it was almost like they were running a 3-3-5. And then when you had that moment of pre-snap, when the linebackers are actually talking to the cornerbacks and safeties, they communicate much smoother than they did in the first three games. So that tells me that Marcus Freeman probably had a hand in that with Mickens and said, okay, if we're going to run this type of zone defense, we're going to have to make some adjustments. But these kids, John, they're so athletic, and this is something I honestly, the last time I saw anywhere near this was 92, 93 with Jeff Burris and Bobby Taylor in the same defensive backfield. And, they were phenomenal athletes, right? So this is something, and again, that's Marcus Freeman and Mickens. Their recruiting is coming home to roost. I mean, finally they got enough trust in these kids, and the more snaps that they get, now obviously it's going to, they're going to get tested tomorrow because that quarterback he's sneaky good.
Mm-hmm.
So, and when they started, Leonard Moore with the 2 picks last week, and who else had a pick? There were 3 pickoffs, right, last week?
Yeah, I know Moore had a
Leonard
couple.
Moore had 2.
And then
anyway.
Yeah, and then the Talich one, I think, didn't happen or happened.
Yeah,
Didn't. Yeah, didn't happen, but happened.
But it seemed, and KVA got close twice. So they're starting to be ball hawks. That and to do that when you're playing defense, that means that they're comfortable in their assignment. So once they could figure it out a little bit, get the rhythm of the game, I think it'll be a close game the first half, and then I think Notre Dame lays the wood to them in the third quarter, because Notre Dame is they're one of the best third quarter teams in the country. You know what I mean? So that's their quarter. Whatever Denbrock does at halftime, he makes great adjustments.
Yeah.
And so if it is a tight game, I look for the Irish to really run the ball down their throat in the second half, and especially in the fourth quarter. Let Price and Love do what they need to do, and then you throw in some play action to Mr. Fields and Faison, and you got yourself a W.
I like it, Tom. I like it a lot. And
Yes, sir.
then we build everything up. We build everything up to USC from there.
Oh,
and
then we get ready for that.
Oh, that's going to be a big one. That's going to be a big one. Tom, thanks for calling on a Friday. I'll talk to you offline.
Yeah, all right. God bless. Go Irish. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
And the thing with the USC game is, if Notre Dame gets the win tomorrow, it's all setting you up for one big redo, if you think about it, right? You had the big game moments against Miami and A&M in which you failed as a program publicly, very, very publicly, in prime time both times. Everybody in this program that's pissed off about how those first 2 games went. USC's pretty much your last chance to kind of show that again in a showcase game in prime time against a team with athletes in a big rivalry, whatever. Like, that's what I'm looking for. Win this game. And then everybody that's all pissed off about how those first 2 games were failures. That will be your chance to show those first 2 games were not who we are. We're something different. USC is going to be the chance to show that, but only if you win tomorrow. Only if you win tomorrow. Penn State, dude, you guys are going through it, man. I feel bad for you. USC barely won. You can't just look at the box score. The fact that UCLA barely won is already embarrassing enough, man. Come on. This week don't matter for Notre Dame. It's about next week. Well, if you lose tomorrow, then it matters. What do you mean? What do you mean? Of course it matters. 559 on the line. What's going on?
What's up, John? I'm actually helping my team right now. Do something real quick. I'm gonna try to make this fast, John, real quick. First of all, my boy, happy birthday to you, man. You've been a blessing in my life. You've been a blessing in my life, and here you go. Sí, rápido. Your show has
Dude,
been
I'm starting
special
you
to me.
guys. I'm starting to think that these
I'm
two
sorry.
guys work on
Hey,
the
I told
same
you,
crew. It's
Nah,
hilarious.
So I stay working, bro. I'm on 13s and 1, 12 to 16 hours every day, bro. Closed mouths don't feed nobody around my neighborhood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what I want to say to you, John, is feliz cumpleaños, compa. Feliz cumpleaños. Que Dios te bendiga. Basically, all I'm saying is happy birthday to you, John.
Oh,
This
thank
is the
you.
day that your mom and daddy brought you to this world, and there's a purpose and a reason because a lot of people don't talk about their mental health, and you're one of those people, man. You have my mental health, and your show has been an infection to participate on something that I'm very passionate about and I love, and that's Notre Dame football, my guy. Now, enough with that. Let's get to business, my boy. So the other day, I heard people talking about how something about it's on Marcus Freeman, then on Marcus Freeman. Now, you know what? Shut up, because we haven't had a team like this in a long time. So at what point are you happy with what we're doing? Instead of complaining about it, enjoy the moment. All right? Embrace the moment, because you're looking at two elite athletes that we haven't had in Notre Dame since I don't know when. Enjoy Jeremiah Love. Enjoy CJ Carr. There's going to be bumps and there's going to be bruises. And shut up and let's go with Notre Dame. Notre Dame needs to handle their own business, all right? We will be in the playoffs if we take care of our own. Enough said that, all right? That's what set me off on Wednesday. I just had to hang up because I was at work. But embrace the moment where we're at. We're seeing something special that hasn't been done in 30-something years in New Hope. Right now, it's not about complaining and all that. There's going to be good times and there's going to be bad times. Are you with this team or are you not? That's what I want to say to some people. All right? That's what set me off on Wizard. I've been holding this in. It's been festering for 3 days, and I couldn't wait to call your show and let you know this is Notre Dame, my boy. There's goods and bads. So ride or die with them. If not, shut the hell up.
Dude, I love you. Thanks for calling during the workday. I know it takes a lot of effort. Thanks for the birthday wishes.
Yeah, my boy. And look, Notre Dame will be in the playoffs, guys. They will. Look at what we're bringing. Notre Dame needs to just handle their own, take care of their own business. All right? That's it. Go out there, show off what Notre Dame's about, and we will be in the playoffs. All right? Now, I'll let you go, John. Enjoy your day. Hope you have a wonderful time with your familia. And arre, compa.
Oh, thanks a lot, man. I can't understand you, but thanks for whatever you said. Those guys are awesome, man. Two totally different dudes, but they're in it's almost identical situations. They call and then they go off the work site, but you hear all the construction. It's amazing. It's amazing. Look at this. Dr. John, I'm going to text you later on today. What's going on?
Oh, good. Hey, I'm sitting here at our farmhouse, 13 miles south of campus. We're getting ready to go to O'Rourke's for lunch and then meet my brother and his daughter at the linebacker.
Oh, what a good man. You know what? Those noon Fridays at the linebacker are just about perfect for me. Not a million people. You're able to get in there and relax a little bit. It isn't too overcrowded. There's nothing better than getting the weekend started over there. I'm just glad you're around campus, man.
Well, it's a tradition. We probably won't get on campus till the game because we're going to go to the bookstore across from O'Rourke's.
Yeah.
But the tradition is O'Rourke's, linebacker, and Rocco. So that's what we'll be doing today.
Oh, that's perfect. So you got the whole family with you? How many of these kids are with you, or what's the deal?
Well, I got my 3 daughters, and then my brother Jim and his daughter will meet at the linebacker. So there'll be 6 of us out here at the farmhouse tonight. So.
Oh man, that is awesome.
Hey, I checked in late, but I heard a good portion of Tom's spiel about the game. I love to listen to him. He breaks his stuff down so nicely. Now we'll see how close he is to his predictions tomorrow. So
yeah, we'll find out. So Doc, it's been a while since we talked on the phone. Let me ask you, are you starting to buy back in with belief in the Notre Dame defense? You've had a few really good outings in a row. Are you starting to believe a little bit, or are you still wait and see, got to prove more?
Well, I thought they looked better.
Yeah.
Tom's analysis, I think, confirmed that. But hopefully they take another step forward tomorrow, and then a week from tomorrow, they really shine. So,
Yeah.
and I'm so disappointed I'm going to miss your tailgate party next week. I wish that was going to happen, but nobody came through with a private jet, so I'll be watching out in Montana.
Hey, and again, I know some people were frustrated. They're like, well, if I knew you were going to do that thing for USC, maybe I wouldn't have came for Purdue, or I could have made it for, I didn't know about that till like after the Purdue plans were made. And then that opportunity came to me. So, you know, it is what it is, but I'm looking forward to being there for USC. And then I'm going to leave and watch, listen on the radio, drive home during the game to be here to be able to take calls after the game. I'm not even going to the game. I have got to be here to take calls after the USC game. So I'm just going to drive back after the tailgate.
Oh, you are?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to be here for the people on that post game show, and there's no way to do it if I'm at the game. So I'm going to drive home and make sure I'm here.
Okay. Well, you mentioned that you're going to give me a text or an email this afternoon.
Yeah, I'll shoot you back a text with some information.
Okay. That sounds good, sir. Look forward to hearing from you, and go Irish. And we're getting ready to shove off. So hopefully we'll bring them through.
Enjoy your afternoon at Notre Dame, man. Have a cold beer for me. Think of me when you're in the linebacker, okay?
We will toast one for you at the linebacker.
I appreciate it. Have a good one, man.
Okay.
His family's so great. I love his family. Those daughters, everybody got to meet them. Like, what a great group of people. What a great, unbelievable. You're not going to the game. Adam, my work is such that when I'm at a Notre Dame game, I'm losing money. It's the worst part about doing this. When I'm at the game, I lose money. So it's really, really tough. And like, I have to make some tough decisions with that. When you're there for the tailgate, that's different because you're promoting your brand at a tailgate. That makes sense. But otherwise, if I go to the game, I'm losing money. And you only get what, 12 or 13 of these, like for a home game opportunity. So that's 6 or 7 games. It's hard when you don't get a lot of those opportunities. I made the choice for the Indiana game. I made the choice. This is so historic. I need me and my dad to be in that building, and I'm just not going to do the postgame show because I made the decision for something that historic, the first playoff game hosted in Notre Dame. I needed to be there with my dad and experience it live and freeze my ass off. So I did that. Some people might have not been cold. I didn't have a lot of meat on me back then. I was freezing. It was cold. I was happy to be there, but it was cold in there, man. It was cold. Yeah, Ohio Pod, always Irish. Maybe you could have my co-host Chris fill in for you. He could go off on how bad of a guy Marcus Freeman is. There's nobody. He's the only guy in the world that has hard feelings for Marcus Freeman. Everybody else loves the guy. That's the one guy. It's hilarious. Adam says, I'll set you up on level 7. I get it. What do you want me to do? Drag my mixer and my extra screen in there? It's hard to do. All right, you guys, I got to get going. I got some stuff to do. Busy day today, family plans, that kind of thing. Got a handful of callers. Everybody on hold has been on the air this week recently. And I always try and make sure, if somebody hasn't been on in a while, but everybody that's on hold has been on within the last handful of days. So thank you guys for the birthday wishes. I need you to win these next 2 games to make those remaining games that on the surface don't excite anybody, give you a reason. So stay focused, eyes on the prize. The team cannot look ahead to USC. You got to take these guys seriously. You got to respect these guys, and you got to beat them. And then everything turns to USC. And everyone around this program needs to be pissed off saying the first 2 games are not us. And we're going to show everybody in primetime with one more opportunity how we really play. All right. I love you guys. Thanks for the kind words. Thanks for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate everybody that's bought into everything we're doing here and on Patreon and everything else. It means the world to me to be able to give you guys a voice and do this whole thing. So thank you guys very, very much. And we will see you on the post-game show tomorrow. Go Irish.